I learned my lesson last time. Can. Much easier. Well, to losing. Oh. I just caught all that foam. Ugh. Here we are. Hornets lose. Hornets lose 108-122 to the New York Knicks again. This is a back-to-back game. You want to use that excuse? Sure, go ahead. Except it doesn't work because the Knicks are also on a back-to-back. They're on the road, and they took advantage. LaMelo Ball went off for 34 points. Brandon Miller had a career game. 29 points. He's blossoming. And this is revenge for last week when he got injured. Also against New York. He was about to go off. To this day, I'm sure he would have had a 50-pointer. But we got to settle for this 29-point performance. Still amazing. Love it. Miles Bridges off the bench. 17 points. Off the bench. This loss puts us at 3-9. 3-9. You know where 3-9 puts you in the division? We're above Washington, who only has 2 wins. But Atlanta has double the wins. Orlando and Miami are also more than double our wins. If we want to even think about playoffs or consider them, these games will be the death of us. The death of us. We are now on a 4-game losing streak. 4 games. And folks, it's only going to get worse. We have Boston, who are title contenders, up next. After that, it's Washington. Maybe that's a winnable game. Okay. Orlando. It's supposed to be winnable. Doesn't. And then we have New York again after that. They already beat us twice. Third time. They could do it. So where does that put us? 4 wins? 4 wins going into December. First full month of the season, 4-game losing streak. Oh, I don't know what to say. I have hopes for playoffs. I really do. I don't think they're out of reach. Not for the East. Very well within reach. But this team just can't put it together. This is the most healthy this team has looked. All we're missing is Terry Rozier. It seems like we're so far from being a complete team. So now that I put out the highlights of what our top players could do, let me tell you what our supposed starters didn't do. Mark Williams also disappeared. No surprise against other big men. Bigger centers disappeared. 8 rebounds, sure. But 7 points? That's supposed to keep the lights on? Gordon Hayward. $40 million. 4 points. PJ Washington had more fouls than points. He had 4 fouls. 3 points. Oh! What the fuck? Where do we go from here? Heart to heart, where do we go from here? Miles Bridges needs that starting spot. Who do we get rid of? My opinion from a drunk. I'll say this drunk and I'll say this sober. The way forward is letting this shit expire. Because who would we trade? Gordon Hayward? Who's going to take on that contract? This is his last year. Who is going to take an expiring deal for $40 million? Maybe for a contender, maybe. But if you're a contender, Maybe they're going to wait for us to buy him out first. And if we buy him out, no, that's just not. And if we buy him out, that means we have to suffer with that contract even more. No, just let it expire for 1 more year. Terry Rozier, oh, he'll be a great spark plug for a contender off the bench. Off the bench, maybe. I just don't see it. I just don't see a trade where that would benefit us. What do we need? More picks? More picks. You see where our picks got us. You see where our picks look like. They're not coming into proven commodities. We've got 2 or 3. With the amount of second rounders and first round picks we had, I would not bargain for a first rounder. I think this is the coaches last year, the GM's last year with the team, Gordon Hayward's last year, and more or less Terry Rozier. I think the only one that gets traded is probably Terry. Why does Coach Clifford have to go? He has to go because of the defense. That defense is expired and outdated. If this was 3-4 years ago, where you can just bank on shooters missing when NBA offenses can only put like 2 shooters at most, yeah, I believe in him. But transition defense is bad because now teams are putting 4 shooters, 5 shooters on the court. Everyone can shoot. And we can't keep up with that. And we just don't have the personnel. We don't have the personnel for his schemes. We don't. Even if he wanted to. Even if he wanted to perfect it, we don't have that personnel. I'm sorry. Mark Williams' defense isn't going to get any better. We have no other option but to just stick with this team. Can't fire our coach midseason. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. His contract's going to expire. GM as well. I think the GM is probably going to get fired in the middle of the season. Then we can really operate. But the coach, I think Clifford's going to stay till the end of the season. Because his replacement, it's not going to pop up out of nowhere. You can't just... it makes no sense to have an interim. Just wait it out till the offseason. Make this team have chemistry. Make the people you have already have chemistry. Send PJ Washington to the bench. Miles Bridges starts. And then Terry, he's going to have to duke it out. He's going to have to duke it out with Brandon Miller for that starting spot. Or be bold and put Hayward on the bench. Put Hayward on the bench too. I'm sure y'all will love this losing streak. I'm just going to keep drinking through it all. This is not going to be good for my health. I wanted Hennessy. I want Hennessy at the end of the season when we win a playoff series.